Hey guys, today I'm going to speak about opening up to your soul's calling, so stay tuned. The first thing I want to say is thank you so much. 40,000 subscribers on my channel, Wisdom from North. Wow, I'm blown away. I want to thank all of you who have followed me for many years and welcome all my new subscribers. I'm continuously making new videos and new interviews, so you are in for a treat. My passion, my biggest passion, is to help other people live in alignment with their soul. And by doing that, we are actually finding our calling. And that's the topic of this video. And I believe if you are searching for your calling, it is because there is one to find. Because our soul is whispering to us all the time, through thoughts, through signs, through dreams, through feelings, even through people that are speaking to us about different topics, that does something to us. It tries everything to get our attention. The question is, are we listening or not? Now, I remember when I was around 20, I thought that I just wanted to be something special because I felt that I had this thing that I was going to do in life. I didn't know what it was. I had no clarity. But then my ego was saying like, oh, who do you think you are? You know, having this calling, you think you're just someone special. You just so desperately want to be someone special. Like my ego, my inner narrator was not very nice. But when I learned about the ego, I understood that the ego is just trying to protect me. Like whenever we're doing something out of our comfort zone, doing something different, the ego is screaming like, danger, danger. Because this is the oldest part of our brain that basically wants us to be safe, to just have status quo. Because if we're growing, if we're expanding, the ego doesn't know how to protect us anymore. So we kind of have to just forgive that ego, but we mustn't let it stop us. We need to move beyond that. And my journey took a long time. Like basically I became really clear on what I was going to do a year ago. So I was really taking step by step, following my heart. Now I have this exciting event that I want to tell you about because I'm so passionate about helping you find your soul's calling, because I know when you do so, you help others to do the same. And your soul's calling is what you're meant to be doing, is what you signed up for. It is your destiny. We just have to wake up for it. And our soul is so intelligent. Our soul knows what the world needs. So actually, when we are not following our soul's calling, we're not helping anybody. But when we are, that's when we're basically changing the world, raising the frequency on the planet. Actually, I think and believe that we have two missions as souls. One of them is to expand our own consciousness, is to develop it, is to grow individually. The other one is to be of service. So when you are following your soul's calling, you're doing both of these things. So following our soul's calling is the opposite of being egoistic. Now, your soul's calling has to do with joy. And I remember when I started doing interviews, I was asked the question like, how can you survive doing this? And you can't make any money of this. And are you crazy? This is alternative, blah, blah, blah. There were so many reasons why I shouldn't do it in a way. But what I said to myself was, well, I feel so much joy. And when I'm following my joy, how on earth can that be wrong? And I trusted that. Because our heart is all about joy. And when we're following our joy, you are on the right path. Because what we are, our natural state, is joy. So your soul's calling has all to do with your joy, following your joy. Now still, it can be confusing. Like, what is my calling? What do I care about? Do I have a calling? Well, what I believe is that if you are searching for your calling, it is because there is one to find. Because otherwise you wouldn't have had the thought in the first place. Having that thought is not a coincidence. And your soul's calling doesn't have to be this huge thing. In society's eyes, but I would say it is most often a bit out of the box. Why is that? Well, the soul is creative. It's we humans who do the same again and again. We sometimes feel that we're living the same day again and again because that's what everybody else is doing, and we're doing what everybody else is doing because we're taught to just be in this box. I think you know what I mean. In the school system, we all sit tight and sit still and just learn and just get filled with all this knowledge from outside. We're not really encouraged to think for ourselves and be creative. But the thing is that we are the children, and we don't know what the jobs are in the future. The children are being educated for jobs that don't exist yet. That's why it's so important that we are creative, that we are following what our soul is telling us to do, because that's where the intelligence is coming from. Now, how do we do this? Well, I want to invite you to this special event that I'm going to have online. It's going to start the 16th of September, and it's totally free. And we're going to have a powerful and magical week together, opening up to our soul's calling. And there I will tell you the different portals that you can take in order to find your calling. Because in many ways there is no linear way to find your calling, but there is some certain spiritual principles, and there are some paths we can take that gets us there quicker. Not that there is a place to get, but it's more something to open up to. But still, there are some tools, there are some practices, there are some ways that will make us open up for that soul's calling much quicker. Because let's face it, it doesn't have to take 20 years like it did with me. I'm so sure that it doesn't have to take a long time. The thing is that I didn't have anybody who gave me permission to follow my soul's calling, or that encouraged me to think for myself, or to become aware. I didn't know of these different portals that I'm going to teach you about. So the moment we become aware, the moment we start practicing, the moment we start observing, that's where our soul will show us what we haven't seen before, and the process will go quicker. So I'm so excited about this event, and I would love for you to join me. And all you can do is to sign up with your name and your email in the link that is below. And I want to say that you're not doing this for yourself only. You're doing this for the world, because when you transform, you help other people do the same. And your soul wants you to wake up to what you're here to do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't before, and remember to shine the light that you are.